word, as it were, of warning, she slapped me on the cheek. An extraordinary woman. And you?" The general dropped his eyes and elevated his brows, shrugged his shoulders, tightened his lips, spread his hands, and remained silent. At last he blurted out: "I lost my head." "Did you hit her?" "No, oh no! There was a great flare-up, but I didn't hit her. I had to struggle a little, purely to defend myself, but the very devil was in the business. It turned out that light blue was an Englishwoman, governess or something, at Princess Bielokonski's, and the other woman was one of the old maid princesses Bielokonsky. Well, everybody knows what great friends the princess and Mrs. Epanchin are, so there was a pretty kettle of fish. All the Bielokonskis went into mourning for the poodle. 6 princesses in tears, and the Englishwoman shrieking. Of course I wrote an apology and called, but they would not receive either me or my apology, and the Epanchins cut me too." "But wait," said Nastasia. "How is it that 5 or 6 days since I read exactly the same story in the paper as happening between a Frenchman and an English girl? The cigar was snatched away exactly as you describe, and the poodle was chucked out of the window after it. The slapping came off too, as in your case, and the girl's dress was light blue." The general blushed dreadfully. Colia blushed too, and Ptitsin turned hastily away. Ferdishenko was the only one who laughed as gaily as before. As to Gania, I need not say that he was miserable. He stood dumb and wretched, and took no notice of anybody. "I assure you," said the general, "that exactly the same thing happened to myself." "I remembered there was some quarrel between father and Miss Smith, the Bielokonski's governess," said Colia. "How very curious! Point for point the same anecdote, and happening at different ends of Europe. Even the light blue dress the same," continued the pitiless Nastasia. "I must really send you the paper." "You must observe," insisted the general, "that my experience was 2 years earlier." "Ah, that's it, no doubt." Nastasia Philipovna laughed hysterically. "Father, will you hear a word from me outside?" said Gania, his voice shaking with agitation, as he seized his father by the shoulder. His eyes shone with a blaze of hatred. At this moment there was a terrific bang at the front door, almost enough to break it down. Some most unusual visitor must have arrived. Colia ran to open. End of Part 1, Chapter 9. Recording by Martin Geeson in Hazelmere, Surrey.